We just got out of our master closet. We lost power. We had a tornado warning. We were in there with Danny, Thomas, Evan, all the kids, and Emma. And we don't have power or service, but we feel like it's past. It's raining. So thankfully I have this Blackstone. I'm making us some dinner, but my anxiety is kind of through the roof. So I don't have anything profound or funny to say.
Look how smart our dogs are, though. I mean,
know they have 2 huge dog houses and 2 to be wet. Back to Oso Farm. It is a busy Thursday for me. It is after lunch. It's about 1 o'clock. I'm here at a driving school. I have a son that is trying to pass his driving test, so we are hopeful that today is the day that he passes. So I'm sitting here waiting, a little anxious to hear the results. And then I've got to take my son Isaiah to a mandatory Army training. If you've been following along, our senior in high school, our Isaiah, enlisted in the Army a few weeks ago, and he leaves for boot camp literally 2 weeks after graduation, so in about 30 days or less. So he has these weekly mandatory trainings. So while he is doing that, it's kind of in a fun part of town where there's lots of little stores around. So I'll probably go and, I don't know, just look around. And then we're gonna rush home and try to finish homeschool. Hope that Emma and the boys and my teens have fared well while I'm gone. The 2 little ones are napping, and Evan was content to just hang out. So hopefully my teens will be about done with school when I get home. And then I already put dinner in the crock pot, so that's easy. We had some turkeys delivered this morning. They are our Thanksgiving turkeys that we will be eating over Thanksgiving. I'll link that video below. We harvested our first, I should say Brian, my husband and Isaiah, harvested our first turkeys this past Thanksgiving. It was a weird new experience for us, but we really enjoyed it. So we actually bought 10 turkeys. This year, we're only gonna harvest 1 ourselves, and then we have some friends that are gonna buy the other farm fresh, free-range turkeys from us. And Brian and I guess Isaiah won't this year, bless his heart, he'll be in the Army, but Brian and I guess Everett, I don't know if that's Everett's thing, we'll see. We'll harvest these around Thanksgiving. So, what else do we have today? I guess that's it. Oh, I've got to leave for Grief Share tonight, probably at about 5:45. So I should be home by 3 and have about 2.5 hours at home to help get everything situated and picked up from the afternoon and dinner on the table. So come along with us. Look at this solid black one.
Whoa.
I know, I think it's a really good.
I think it's a Polish one too. He's got a white belly. Okay, we're at 12. I have
Hi.
12, and I think 3 of them are Polish. I think the 2 black ones, this one, that one, and this one are Polish. This black one actually looks like he has the thing on his head already coming. Doesn't that look like a Polish one? That does not look like ours. Okay, I need help opening the lid. Shouldn't that be over here too? It's because Luna's in heat, and so she has our friend dog Cooper pacing the backyard, and then that makes Apollo go.
Is that Apollo barking? That's not Apollo.
It's Cooper. One. Is that down enough? I guess it'll be when you. 1, 2, 3. 9.
No, sir.
10. 11. 12. So we had 15 eggs, 12 hatched. I'm gonna go candle the other 3, but I think this is it.
Coleman, get down.
All right. Hi, friends. Oh, y'all are so sweet. Yeah, huddle up. It's kind of a windy day. Huddle up. Okay, so last night we moved our chickens that were about a month old outside into the chicken coop, and we will leave them. They've been outside under the heat. Actually, we turned the heat lamps off for a while, so they were acclimated. Sorry, I've got Coleman. There, she's gonna back up. Coleman, come here. Come on. So we moved those out to the coop, and we'll keep them inside the coop for a couple days, maybe up to a week, until they just get used to being out there with the other birds. But so far, this is our 3rd time doing this, and it's worked really well for us. So I'm gonna go. Coleman, Coleman. Look at Mommy's flowers.
Don't open it, Bubba.
Okay, Evan, you're gonna get your chickens in there?
Help me.
All right, Zeke, and then will you lift him down so he can... Wait, leave your phone in the wagon. Give your phone to Zeke so you can come help your chickens. Have you seen my ducks before?
Yeah.
Oh, God, Evan.
Look at them all.
Evan. Ooh.
Okay, we're gonna put them in here, Evan. Let me get my kickstand.
What if, are you gonna leave them in here and close the door? That's what we did the first time.
Yeah.
Then what would all these other chickens do?
Right.
Evan, Ray, don't you dare climb in there. It is all kinds of growth. Oh, we're being extra brave. Make sure he doesn't grab one by the neck. Oh, he's got one really. Good job, Evan. He literally like pinched it.
Here. There you go.
Looks like they need some water too. Are we gonna be friends? Oh, there's the Polish. Ooh. You're the chosen one.
You want to get down?
Is that chicken poop on your finger? Ooh.
You going to get down?
Everything.
So I need to get all the big ones.
You can have 1 can of canned tomatoes or 2. You want me to try some chicken nuggets? On a rotel. also wanted to just talk to y'all briefly about just kind of updating you on our grief journey. If you are new here, we lost our 8-year-old son, Ezra Luke, 2 years ago in April. So we just had the 2-year anniversary amidst all of this crazy that we've been experiencing with Emma. So our Ezra was medically fragile, but extremely stable. We adopted Ezra at birth, and I don't think we ever, we knew he was medically complicated, but his death was never something that we talked about or thought about. I had asked a lot of questions when he was a baby about life expectancy, and they said with his spina bifida and paralysis, he was paralyzed from the trunk down, that a lot of times adults die of blood clots and stuff. So we anticipated Ezra to be around forever, or a long time. There had been a few times in his life when he'd gotten really sick. People with disabilities tend to have less reserve, so when they get sick, they're hit harder. But because we homeschooled, we weren't really as exposed to a lot of the just sicknesses, and so we were always really careful. So anyways, his death was a total shock to us, and honestly still is. I've gone through Grief Share 2 times. Grief Share is a program that I highly recommend. It is a 12-week video course written by believers, that walks you through all aspects of grief, the physical aspect, the emotional aspect, the spiritual aspect of grief. And it interviews a lot of, counselors and people that are really just educated in how to help you. And then also, what I almost think is more helpful is, each video has tons of just stories and testimonies from people that have experienced grief in different ways, whether they've lost a spouse or a brother or a sister or a child. And so, the first time I went through Grief Share, I went through it as a participant, and I went through it with Brian and our oldest son, Ezekiel, at the time. And it was so helpful. I don't think we shared much. We cried through a lot of it, but it just really gave each week us an ability to take the time to focus on our grief. They talk a lot about how grief is hard work, and if you avoid it or push it under the rug, it always comes out to the surface. So it's better to work through those really tough feelings. And so the second year, which was last year, we just had the 2-year anniversary, I felt like in many ways was more challenging, just because the reality sets in. See, I'm gonna cry. That he's really gone, and it's our new normal. So grief is something that we will always have. They said something in a Grief Share video recently that just really resonated with me, because they talked about how you can have total hope in God, which I do, but you still have to wake up the next morning to the empty seat at the table. And so I do trust God. I do believe God is good. I do know that God has a plan for me, and I know that God used Ezra in so many ways, but I still wake up every morning missing him. So living that out has been so hard, but there's been so many things that we've learned and grown through. I long for heaven in a way that I never have before. So now I serve in Grief Share, which all that means really is I turn on the video and, support people as I can. Man, I'll cry right with you if you want to tell me about your loss. I think, I still feel things really big. The one thing that's changed for me since Ezra died is I'm not always like an emotional mess, but man, my tears are present quickly. So if you are going to tell me something that's going to get to my heart, I don't really have a lot of control over just the overflow of tears. So I really recommend Grief Share. There's a couple of books that also really helped me that I'll link below. But I still can't believe it's been 2 years. I can't believe we've lived 2 years of life without him. And I know we've been so busy and we've had major, life things happen, like Ezekiel's medical needs and now my Emma's that have just kind of, you just go through the days. But, yeah, it's hard. So if you're hurting, if you've lost somebody, a loved one, I'm so sorry for your loss. And you could share with me in the comments or message me privately. I really am sorry for your loss. And I'll also link Ezra's memorial video below. We thought about, creating a special video for the anniversary, but I told Brian, this is the anniversary of his death. And while we celebrate his life every day, that day just seems so sad. So to me, it seemed more appropriate to make a video on like his birthday and not his death day. I don't know if that makes sense. That's just where my heart was. I've learned to extend so much grace to myself and not put expectations on me. Like, I want to do something. I think I want to do this on a special day, but then if the day comes and that overwhelms me, that's okay. So I just, I just respect my feelings. I respect my grief journey and just walk through it the best that I can. So anyways, I just wanted to share that quick because I do have Grief Share tonight.